Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, esteemed practitioners, fellow architects of Nigeria's development trajectory. My name is Patrick Okibo, founding partner at Next Year. Thank you for being here. And my short speech is on reversing the tyranny of incrementalism. We gather today faced with a sobering paradox. While global poverty decreased from 38% to 9% between 1990 and 2019, progress in sub-Saharan Africa was slow, only dropping from 55% to about 37%. Nigeria, despite being one of the largest economies in Africa, still has the world's largest concentration or number of people living in extreme poverty. This is not a statistical anomaly. It is the result of what I have termed the tyranny of incrementalism. For decades, we have addressed Nigeria's poverty problem with the comforting idea of gradual reform. We adjust policies slightly, we tweak the margins, celebrate small improvements, and convince ourselves that steady progress is guaranteed. Yet this slow approach has become our trap. While we seek marginal gains, 133 million Nigerians remain stuck in multidimensional poverty, deprived of basic human dignity. Three key misconceptions drive the tyranny of incrementalism. First, the idea that complex problems need patient, measured responses. Second, the belief that institutional capacity limitations dictate slow, cautious reforms. Third, the view that radical change is inherently destabilizing and thus inadvisable. These misconceptions have produced a development ecosystem addicted to pilot projects that never scale, policy frameworks that promise transformation but deliver stagnation, and institutional designs that mistake activity for impact. We have become sophisticated in our incrementalism, developing elaborate theories of change that justify why transformative outcomes must wait for the next budget cycle, the next administration, or the next development partner to make a commitment. Consider the evidence. Tanzania reduced extreme poverty by nearly 50% between 2000 and 2010, while the rest of sub-Saharan Africa achieved only 25% decline in the same period. Rwanda transformed itself from post-genocidal devastation to a model of effective governance within 2 decades. These were not incremental achievements. They required fundamental reimagining of state capacity, economic strategy, and social contracts. The mechanisms for effective poverty reduction are neither mysterious nor particularly innovative. They simply require what economists call a big push strategy. These are coordinated, large-scale investments across multiple sectors simultaneously. They demand state capacity that can deliver services at scale rather than manage pilot projects. They necessitate political leadership willing to challenge vested interests rather than accommodate them through marginal reforms. Nigeria's current poverty alleviation architecture exemplifies incremental thinking. We fragment interventions across multiple agencies with overlapping mandates. We design social protection programs that reach 5% or so of those who need them. We celebrate job creation initiatives that generate thousands of positions, while unemployment affects millions. This is not evidence-based policymaking. This is evidence-based tinkering. The path forward requires abandoning incrementalism for strategic discontinuity. This means accepting that Nigeria's poverty challenges demand interventions whose scale matches the magnitude of the problem. It means designing policies that target millions, not thousands. It means building state capacity to deliver universal basic services, not pilot demonstration of possible solutions. Strategic discontinuity operates through three core principles. First, the intervention scale must be proportionate to the problem scope. If 133 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor, our interventions must be designed for 133 million Nigerians, not 133,000 Nigerians, not even 13.3 million Nigerians. It must be at that same scope. Second, institutional design must prioritize delivery capacity over coordination mechanisms. We need fewer committees and more implementation capacity. Third, political commitment must translate into resource mobilization that matches our rhetorical ambitions. This is not an argument for reckless policy experimentation. It is a call for evidence-informed audacity. The evidence from successful poverty reduction experiences globally demonstrate that transformative outcomes require transformative commitment of resources, political capital, and institutional energy. As we proceed today with our panel discussion, with workshops, and with the conversations I hope will happen around the coffee stand, I challenge us to resist the comfortable assumption that Nigeria's poverty can be addressed through patient, incremental reforms. The families trapped in multidimensional poverty cannot wait for our incrementalism to deliver results eventually. They need us to match urgency, the urgency of their situation, with the scale and ambition of our response. The question is not whether we can afford to pursue transformative approaches to poverty reduction. The question is whether we can afford not to. Nigeria's development trajectory depends on a willingness to abandon the very tyranny of incrementalism and embrace the responsibility of strategic discontinuity. Thank you so much for your attention, and I wish us wonderful deliberations in figuring out how we can end poverty within our generation. Thank you.